Why does content creation feel so difficult? And how can we make it easier for ourselves, especially if we have businesses that we need to promote right here on the internet? This is something I've been thinking about the entire weekend. And I think I have some little secrets that I'm going to share with you in this video that maybe will go and help you do better and create better in your own business and content creation journey. So, if you're new around here, hi, my name is Kome. I'm a business coach, and on this channel, I talk about business, making money online, and content creation for entrepreneurs. And I've been doing 100 days content creation challenge where I post an unscripted and unedited video to YouTube every day. And I've just gone over the 2 week mark, and it's beginning to get easier. So I started to ask myself, why was it so difficult to create content consistently before? And why is it getting easier now? And I have a few answers. So the first reason I figured why content creation just always felt so difficult, and maybe those are the same reasons why it feels difficult for you too, is number one, I realized that many of us overthink our content. I think especially for me, I was always thinking about, is this good enough to go out there? Am I representing myself properly? Am I representing my brand properly? And the moment I start to overthink, the next thing that happens is self doubt creeps in. Like I'm no longer sure about what I'm about to put out, and so I don't put it out. And maybe it's the same thing for you because I've realized that human beings we function very similarly most of the time. And so when you're overthinking your content and self-doubt is creeping in and you're no longer posting the content, then the next time you realize that you want to put something out, you still have the same issue. What has been helping right now is the fact that I've made peace with the fact that my content is going to suck really bad because I'm just getting started. I have to learn how to be a good storyteller, a good content creator, someone who speaks eloquently and articulately so that my content can get better. And I think if you make peace with the fact that your first few or maybe first 100 pieces of content are going to suck really bad, then it becomes easier for you to just let go and let the algorithm help you. The second reason I think a lot of people struggle with content creation is the fact that you're watching other people who are way ahead of you. And so it makes it look as if you know nothing. Like, do you remember Jon Snow from Game of Thrones? Like, you know nothing. And so the more you feel that you know nothing and you embody that you know nothing, you start to feel like an imposter. It doesn't matter the fact that you have a successful business or you are growing something really cool or you have a good message to share with the world. The moment you start to compare yourself with people who are way ahead of you, who have thousands of followers, who have bigger engagement in their audience and all that, you start to feel like an imposter. What is helping me right now to not feel like an imposter anymore is to stop looking at people. I know it sounds crazy to say, but I'm no longer checking other people to say, hey, what videos are going viral or what content are they putting out that is working, because I find that when I do that, it makes me start comparing myself. And if the content doesn't behave or it doesn't become successful like the one they've created, then I start to question myself and think about the fact that maybe I'm just shitty at content creation. I am probably very shitty at content creation, but hey, the only way to learn is to learn. So I'm not looking at anyone else. I'm creating content that resonates with me. I'm picking topics to the best of my knowledge, and I'm just coming here and speaking from the heart. And I think if you do your content creation that way, you are probably going to have more peace as you create content and as you learn how to put yourself out there. It doesn't mean that you will never check what topics are doing well on the internet so that you, of course, you have the chance to gain momentum. I just think that when you're first starting out and when you still feel like an imposter, it's just going to make it worse when you're looking at everyone else. I think the third thing for me is practice. I think the reason content creation is difficult for many of us is we haven't practiced nearly enough. I was thinking of the fact that I went to university for four good years to get a degree, to earn a degree at something that I don't even do anymore. I have a degree in accounting. And I was thinking of almost every profession out there, there is some sort of training that you go through. It may not be like traditional university, it might be some other form of training, but there is training for you to have that job. Why then do we think that we can become articulate as content creators without any training, without any practice? Like you just wake up one day, pick up your camera, and you're suddenly amazing at it. Listen, I was at university for 4 years studying accounting, and I promise you, even at the time I was graduating, I wasn't sure what credit and debit meant. Like, I'm not sure I should say that on the internet, but I'm telling you fact. The point is, many people go to school for many, many years to become remotely good at what they do. So I think content creation also requires training. You're going to practice how to speak to the camera, because let's not be joking around here. Looking at the camera and talking to the green light is weird. There's no one else here. It's just me in an empty room speaking to myself. That sounds like you are losing it. And so you have to first learn how to do that. You have to learn how to put your thoughts together. You have to learn how to look present and sound energetic and also control your voice. Right? There's so many things that go into learning to be on camera, learning to speak, learning to be confident with it. And I only think practice is going to make it better. So when you haven't practiced, of course, it's going to feel difficult. The more you start to practice, the better you're going to become. The more you're going to feel like you know what you're doing, which I think is beginning to happen to me. The more I'm creating this everyday content, I feel like I'm loosening up. I'm having a bit more fun. The thoughts are flowing a bit better. I just feel like it's getting better. But in case you're watching this, let me know in the comments if I am getting better at content creation, and maybe, a few tips. All right, cool. The next point I'm going to make, I think, is the fact that data is your friend. And when you're first starting off, you don't have data. Like, you don't have the data to say, okay, this video did very well, and so I'm going to recreate something like it. So let me give context. When I started this challenge, I hadn't created content in a long time. And so I wasn't sure what to talk about on these videos. So I started to put out anything that catches my fancy, because the whole point of this is not to go viral, is to build a community and to develop my own skills. So I just started to talk about things that caught my fancy. And in the short time, because it's only 14 videos in the short time that I've been creating these daily videos, I've started to see some of the videos that get better views. Now, when I say better views, I'm not talking of thousands of views. I'm saying some of my videos have 10 views, and then some other videos have 120 views. And so, of course, I can see very clearly from the data that the video that did 120 views obviously did better than the one that has 10 or 12 views. And so I'm beginning to pull information from my own data to say, okay, it looks like this is working. I'm going to go deeper on this topic. I'm going to create more in this area, or I'm going to re-strategize how I'm putting out the content. I hope that that makes sense to you, because now that I'm continuing, it's beginning to look like I have more information. So the point I'm making is, if you're just starting and you don't have any data to go on, it's going to feel hard. But just go. The more you go on, the more data you're going to have, and that's going to help you grow. And it's going to help you make content creation easier. I think the last point I'm going to make is, if you have something to actually sell, for many people, that feels hard. For some reason, selling what you have is a tough situation for a lot of people. And it's not because they don't believe in what they sell, it's just because for some reason they have convinced themselves that selling is a cringe word, selling is bad, and so they don't want to sell. And so, of course, if you have products and services that you want to sell, but you already have an issue with selling, then creating content around your products and services or whatever it is you do is going to feel hard because you already are disconnected from your own intentions. My point is, the way to make it easier, if you're an entrepreneur, you have products to sell, you have a message to share with the world, or you're trying to grow a business, is you have to first get comfortable with the fact that it is a business that requires selling. Whether you sell outrightly or you sell passively, you still need to sell to have a business. And so once you start to make peace with the fact like, hey, I'm a business owner and I'm here to sell, then it makes it easy for you to be like, oh, by the way, I've just written a book titled Build Now, and it's available for sale on all Amazon stores. Like, you start to say things. Now, by the way, if you didn't catch that, that is the title of the book I'm writing now. And I don't know when it's going to be finished or when it's going to be out, but I'm hoping that one day I can come back to this video and see that I already was speaking it into existence, that I'm selling, that I'm going to be selling my book, Build Now. Woo! Weekend. Okay, let's round up this video by saying, I hope that these tips helped you. I hope that you are going to see the fact that creating content is not supposed to be that difficult. In fact, if you have fun with it, it's going to get easier. At least that is my own experience. I'm just coming here yapping away, putting all my business out there on the internet and hoping that at some point I'm going to get so good I will not be able to, like, nobody will be able to ignore me. And that is my takeaway from this video. Do what you have to do now so that you are so good, you are unignorable. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave me a comment. And if you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao.